The frustration is real. Watching billions flow endlessly into safe bets while the planet burns feels like a personal betrayal. Everyone talks about carbon neutrality like it's just some checkbox on a CSR report, some PR stunt to polish image. But here's the raw truth. Investment giants have been hesitating, waiting for profit certainty, ignoring the ticking clock of climate collapse right outside their marble towers. Why? Because the risk seems too high, the return too foggy, the market too unpredictable. They want security, but the real security is in boldness, the kind that shakes markets and rewrites rules. And that hesitation, it's killing us, holding back not just capital, but humanity's chance at survival and reinvention. Feel that fire inside? It's the rage of knowing the system is rigged to reward the mediocre and punish the brave. Founders and investors suffer because what the world calls sustainable is just safe enough. Impact investing gets tossed around like a buzzword, but the giants, those holding the real purse strings, treat carbon neutrality as a cost, not an opportunity. Here's where that stops. It's time to stop flattering the fossil fuel status quo and start demanding revolutionary clarity and action with every dollar deployed. The problem is not in the ambition of founders or the conscience of investors. It's in the blindness to true leverage. Carbon neutrality is not a burden. It's the most powerful leverage point in modern finance to unbind the future from collapse. Now here's the order that must be executed with ruthless precision. First, refuse soft commitments. Insist on quantifiable, transparent carbon reductions backed by blockchain or similarly unhackable tech. Ditch vague net zero promises and force real-time tracking as a non-negotiable standard. The giants will balk. Push harder. Second, demand dynamic risk models that place climate as a central variable, not an afterthought. Use AI and massive data sets to predict disruption and value creation from climate leadership, not from the old playbook of what worked in the past. Third, connect deeply. Build networks that aren't about transactions, but about symbiotic ecosystems where founders, investors, and leaders move as one, fast, fierce, relentless. Every connection creates exponential intelligence and speed to act, crushing inertia before it can take root. Listen carefully. Carbon neutrality isn't just an investment theme. It's the entrance to a new world order where capital circuits have to pump life into regeneration, not destruction. The giants who get this will dominate markets for decades ahead, turning what others see as risk into untouchable advantage. You want to be that giant or be left chasing scraps? Invest in ventures that don't just reduce emissions, but transform industries, energy, materials, agriculture, technology, with unrelenting focus on scale and speed. Push portfolio companies to build circular economies, leverage AI-driven energy optimizations, and pioneer next-gen carbon capture that is economically self-sustaining. Demand more than just proof of concept. Require proof of velocity, proof of resilience, proof that these ventures break the chains of legacy industries forever. Feel that tension again? That's the universe forcing change through you. Don't settle for incremental tweaks or greenwashing. Demand investments so bold they reshape sectors overnight. Be ready to deploy capital, not to maintain the illusion, but to topple outdated giants and elevate those daring enough to build freedom through sustainable innovation. It's not charity, it's smart business. The real returns lie where others won't look, at the intersection of survival, technology, and radical rethinking of value. If you want to influence global flows of capital, start treating carbon neutrality as the ultimate signal of future-proof potential, not as a cost center. Insist that every investment thesis carries the DNA of sustainability baked into its core economics and growth engines. This is more than strategy. It's a call to arms for founders, investors, and leaders who are done playing by rules they never chose. It's about wielding freedom not as a slogan, but as daily practice. Freedom from legacy thinking, freedom from outdated risk metrics, freedom to build markets that serve creation, not destruction. The giants who awaken to this truth will not just invest differently. They will remake the very meaning of capitalism. If you yearn for that power, for that clarity to see through illusions, your mission is clear. Don't just follow the crowd chasing false promises. Lead the charge with laser focus on carbon neutrality as the defining axis of impact and profit. The time to act is now, and the prize is nothing less than the future itself.